If you're a marketing agency owner, a SaaS agency, or even just someone trying to start a business in 2024 in the most profitable industry, which is AI, this course will get you to $10,000 a month in just 2 months, selling high-ticket AI calling solutions to businesses with proven templates and materials that you can just copy-paste onto your business, so you don't have to spend a whole year learning about the market or spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertisement, provided that you do the hard work. And this model especially is going to be about how you can craft your offer, how to get a specific group of people pay you lots of money to solve a specific problem with AI calling. All right, let's get right into it. So here's a 5-step process in creating your high ticket offer. And this is the agenda for this module. And at the end of these steps, if you just follow these steps, you should be able to have a statement that you can just say to 7 billion people on earth and have few people raise their hands and willing to pay you money for it. So that's essentially what an offer is. The first step is finding the right type of people that you want to help, which is identifying your niche. And the second step is identifying their dream outcome. We need to specify what is their current outcome, what is the dream outcome, and we need to bridge the gap with our offer. And the third step is coming up with your value statement, which is basically your offer statement that you can just say to people and have them pay you money for it. And step 4 is how to add bonuses to increase the value of the offer. And step 5 is adding guarantees, scarcity, and urgency to back up your offer and make it more effective. All right, before we get into it, we got to know what we're actually selling. We know that the core product is AI calling, but it's not the only thing that we're going to offer, because there's going to be other companies offering this as well. And you're going to have to compete with a lot of people to position yourself differently, which is why we're going to add a couple more things, or how many other things that you want, to this main offer to make it unique and customized and specialized for a particular industry, so that your offer is unique and you set yourself in a blue ocean, which means there's no competition around. So here's an example. If you're just selling AI calling tool, you can sell that for $297 a month and just broadcast it to everyone and see who would be willing to pay you for. But it is very competitive, so you're not gonna sustain for a long period of time there. Now, if you change this offer, AI calling tool for realtors, so that you can customize this tool just for realtors, so realtors can benefit from this tool, you can charge them $997 instead of $297. Now you can take a step further and combine LinkedIn cold outreach automation with AI calling for realtors. Now this is a super specific offer. People will be willing to pay a lot more money for this. So this is a much more compelling offer for your clients. So with that being said, let's get into step 1, finding the right type of people that you want to help. If you're already an agency owner or a business owner that's just trying to add this onto your business, you already have your niche probably, so you don't have to go through this step. But if you're someone trying to start from scratch, start a new agency, you might have to find your niche, because the riches are in the niches, as the saying goes. I know it's a boring step. Pretty much every single course out there, if you're trying to start a business, they suggest that you niche down, but it is very important. The reason is, when you work with a niche, you have a better understanding of your market. This is one of the mistakes that we did when we started QuickAd Pro. We went after a broad audience thinking, oh, we have this product, everyone can benefit from it. Why leave these business owners out? Let's try to get all the opportunity that we can. So market it to everyone and see how many people will buy it. Turns out that was a huge mistake, because one, when you're going after a generic audience, everyone wants the product to be customized to their market. So you put some time and effort into onboarding every single one and customizing this product towards them. And when you onboard a different type of client, you have to again customize this product towards them, which is first a lot of work up front. And the second thing, you cannot focus on one particular industry to understand them in and out, so that you can empathize with the pain that they're currently facing. So when you make future changes to the product, you're not targeting them specifically. If you're just working with plumbers and you've been working with them for a year now, you understand plumbing industry completely. You know what is the common pain point every single plumbers are facing. When you talk to them on a sales call, or when you just create your material, marketing material, you can write a copy that directly impacts their pain point, so that they know what you're talking about, and they'll see you as a person in authority, and they'll be able to trust you and pay you money to solve their problem. And there's a lot of other reasons why you have to niche down. I'm not going to cover it here, but all you have to know is find a niche. And I'm going to make this process easier and talk about what are the best niches to sell AI calling to. Before you pick a niche, one thing that you have to consider is you need to pick an industry where the business owners rely heavily upon calling, just telecommunication. There's no point of selling AI calling to for example, a doctor, even though it requires calling, not as much. And also I would generally stay away from people in healthcare industry for this particular product, because it's first of all harder to reach to them. They always have gatekeepers, receptionists, and you have to maneuver through a lot of obstacles before you reach them. So I would stay away from healthcare. If that's your thing, you can go for it. Anyways, so You need to pick an industry that heavily relies upon telecommunication. Solar is a huge one. They do a lot of cold outreach. Majority of our clients in multiple companies is solar. Real estate, definitely. These two are my favorites, solar and real estate. There's just huge potential for solar and real estate companies to just leverage AI calling into their business and just automate cold outreach, even warm outreach, and just book a shitload of appointments onto their calendar. Marketing agency owners, definitely. Insurance companies and finance. These are some really good niches that you can consider. The one thing to remember when you pick a market is you need to pick a market that is growing, because the boat you're currently on is AI. AI is currently the fastest growing market. If you pick a market that is growing as well, it's a double win. You're gonna see some fast growth, because remember, even if you have a shitty offer in a really good market, you're going to make money. But if you have a really good offer in a shitty market, you're not going to make money. A bad offer in a good market always beats a good offer in a bad market. So if you pick a market that is growing, for example, real estate, solar, finance, these are not going anywhere in the future. So if you pick a good market and you're working in the AI, there's really room for exponential growth here. Just to recap, here's a quick checklist of questions you can ask so that you know that you're in the right market. Number one, is it a growing market? Is it actively growing or at least not declining? Second, is it a market where you can scale? Let me explain. If you're working with a market where hypothetically there are just 5,000 businesses out there in the specific market, there's a cap on how many people they can reach out to. 5,000, that's it. And if you already burn through all your leads, there's nothing else you can do. So pick a market where you can scale, where there's unlimited room for growth. Third one, do you have a basic understanding of this niche? Do you understand how their business works? Do you have a general idea on how they make money, how their process work? If not, just spend a day doing some research on this particular industry. And it doesn't take long. You have ChatGPT and other AI tools, which makes the process so much easier. But do some research on your niche before moving on. And number 4 is making phone calls a major part of the business. If the answer is yes to all of those questions, congratulations, you can move on to the next step, which is identifying their dream outcome. What is the dream outcome? So first, once you know your market, you need to articulate their current situation. For example, I'm going to talk about solar for the rest of this module as an example. If you're going after solar company owners, you need to explain their current situation, what they're currently going through, and the dream outcome that you're hoping to solve with AI calling solutions. What can AI currently solve? So I'm going to give you a quick example here. The current situation here could be a solar company that is doing $50,000 to $60,000 in monthly revenue, has a team of 5 appointment setters, and heavily relies on cold outreach to acquire clients. That could be the current situation. So in this current situation, the company has 5 appointment setters, and let's assume they're making 200 calls a day, and which means they can reach out to 1,000 people a day, which is bringing them 50 to 60,000 revenue. The dream outcome here could be, instead of doing 1,000 calls a day, what if they did 20,000 calls a day? What could that do to their revenue? That could be the dream outcome that we're selling. Next step, we're going to define the pain. So what is actually going to stop a solar company owner, which is doing 1,000 calls a day, do 20,000 calls a day? That would be the pain. In this case, it would be hiring more virtual assistants and spending a lot of capital in setting up the team, setting up the systems, training them, all the nuances. So that could be the pain point that we're solving through our system. So we need to be able to define all these 3 factors here very clearly: the current situation, your dream outcome that we're selling, and the pain that would stop them from getting there. You need all these 3 variables clearly defined, because we're going to use that in the next step, which is coming up with your value statement. And this is your offer statement, which could look like this: I help niche in current situation achieve dream outcome without having to go through the pain. Let's assume for the case that I mentioned before, if you replace these variables, it would sound something like this: we help solar companies that does cold outreach achieve 20x more appointments using AI calling, so they don't have to hire more virtual assistants. And remember, here you can always be more specific. The more specific you are, the better quality audience you would attract. So if you're more specific, this is what it would sound like: we help solar companies that generate 50,000 to 100,000 per month through cold outreach achieve 20x more qualified appointments using customized AI calling and automation, so they don't have to go and hire more virtual assistants. That could be a more specific and more targeted offer. So once you have that, we can move on to the next step, which is adding bonuses to increase the value of your offer. This is what I call offer stacking. So like I mentioned earlier on in this module, we're going to stack things onto the offer to make it more value packed, because AI calling by itself, it's a very competitive industry if you go into it right now. But if you add things on top of it, you're creating a customized solution for the people that you're working with. I'm just going to throw some ideas here on which you can work on according to your niche. So what we did for Quick Add Pro was we combined AI calling with Go High Level CRM, which works hand in hand together if you sign up on agencies.ai. So we combined them both and we set up all the automations required. So what we're selling is not AI calling. We're selling an automated follow-up system for business owners, which means when businesses come to us, we entirely automate the lead nurturing process. So we work with companies that are generating leads through Facebook or Google. And what we do is we set up an infrastructure in the back end using Go High Level automations plus our AI calling tool. That way, when a lead comes in for their business, the AI can give them a call on behalf of them immediately. And also, if they don't respond, we can set up an automation for the next 7 days so that we're nurturing these leads and then converting them into the appointment, set up all the tracking so the business owner can see how many leads we're contacting, how many answered, how many responded, all that metrics. We set up all the backend required to make this possible. So we're combining AI calling with infrastructure build out, CRM build out. So we're offering a specific solution to a specific type of business. You can use the same and combine this with your existing marketing services. Or let's say if you're good at cold outreach, you're good at scraping data from LinkedIn, you can combine these two services so you can go after businesses, scrape data, have AI automatic call these leads and convert them to booked appointments. All you need is our AI tool and Go High Level CRM. You can pretty much set up every single thing with just these two tools. You don't have to invest a lot of money into this. So find the best way that you can use to stack your offer so you have a compelling offer. And the next step is offering guarantees, scarcity, and urgency to back up your offer. You're going to have all these created because we're going to later on in this course use these material on your website, the funnels that you're using, the sales script that you're using to get you actual closes. So here, first, let's talk about guarantees. There are two types of guarantees, unconditional guarantees and conditional. There are multiple types of guarantees, but I'm going to just primarily talk about unconditional guarantees and conditional guarantees. So unconditional guarantees, 100% money back, no questions asked. I would recommend you go with this in the beginning because you have little experience and your goal right now is to learn and not earn. If you're already working with your audience and you're pretty confident that you can deliver, you can probably go with other guarantees. But if you're just a complete beginner, this is the guarantee that I would go for. 100% money back, no questions asked. Because your goal right now is to find out the clients that you're able to work with and learn about their industry. A few examples of what conditional guarantee is: you can say to your prospect, if I don't deliver results, I'm going to work with you for free and 2x the work until you see results. Does that sound fair? And another conditional guarantee would be, I'm not going to bill you again until you get X appointments. I'm going to work for free until you get this results or return on your investment. These are some conditional guarantees that you can add on to your offer to make it more compelling. Now, we're going to add some scarcity as well. Scarcity basically means the reason why we have scarcity in place is to increase the value of your offer in the eyes of your customers. And this doesn't mean you have to make some random numbers and just lie to your customers. You can have a real scarcity because if I just send you 10,000 customers your way, will you be able to handle it? Probably not, because you don't have the team or you don't have the manpower to be able to handle it. So you actually have a limit on how much customers you can deal with. And you can put that there on your website and you can let your customers know, hey, we only work with 10 new clients every month. That's how much we can handle. And we only have 3 spots left. We already signed up 7 clients and we only have 3 spots left. You put that scarcity in there so your client knows that you are valuable. There are other people working with you and they need to take action right now. And the last one is urgency. You got to let your customers know they have to hurry up. Clock is ticking. They have to hurry up. There are multiple ways you can promote urgency. You can throw some discounts in there. Maybe on the sales call, at the end of the call, you can go, hey man, listen, if you're able to move this thing forward right now, I would probably bring the setup down to 3,000 instead of 5,000. But we got to move things right now. That's a typical urgency you often see in the sales calls. But another type of urgency that you can use in your copy, the marketing material is, and this especially works for AI, is because people are always constantly worried about the fear of missing out. Pretty much all the business owners right now are pretty anxious about AI because you never know what are the new tools coming. It's pretty crazy because all it takes is one tool to just see drastic results at a particular area of your business. So just the concept of AI makes a lot of business owners anxious, and you can kind of leverage this. You can say something like over 20% of the solar company owners in your area have switched to AI calling. It's your turn now. This is sort of promoting a sense of urgency and fear of missing out so that they take the action. What goes on their mind is, oh, people are already shifting to AI. And what if this company gets ahead and suddenly just steals all my clients? This is kind of a fear that naturally comes up when you promote urgency so that they take action. And this is this is something you can leverage. So that is the end of this presentation. I hope all of this helps you create a compelling offer. Once you have the offer statement, the bonuses that you're going to add on, and the guarantees, everything in place, we're going to use this material on our upcoming modules in our ads, funnels, websites, sales scripts, everywhere. So it's really important that you put a lot of thought into it and come up with a very valuable offer. And you also need to have an understanding about the product and the capabilities. If you're deciding to work with a specific niche, spend some time researching their niche, going through, talking to the people that you know that work in that industry, figuring out their pain points, figuring out what are the common pain points that they face, and try to really understand them so you can have a more compelling offer for them. And I would also recommend you check out Go High Level Automations, how they work, and what are the things that you can actually do, what are the tools you can leverage, and what are the tools you can put into your offer to make it more compelling. Once you have this ready, on the next module, we'll talk about how you can set up ads so that you can specifically target these people and effectively convert these strangers into appointments on your calendar where you can sit down and close them. So I'll see you in the next module. Meanwhile, if you find the information that I'm putting out useful, if you want to see something else, just leave a comment or, drop a like, all the good stuff. That gives me feedback on what you want to hear from me, so that it'll help me make my future content better. So see you on the next one.